Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another mini reviews, and previously I've been trying to play catch up by uploading these like once a week, but I decided today I'm just going to do all the rest of the products that I have left and just do more products in this one review. There's still going to be like these short little tiny reviews, but it's going to be like more products just because I want to catch up so I can like be up to date. So I'm going to start with eye products. So the first one, I'm gonna kind of include them. I'm gonna start on a negative note. This is the Sugar Cosmetics Wingman Waterproof Microliner in the shade I'll Be Black and the Doucce Fierce and Fine Graphic Pen. Both of these are felt tip liners. They have extremely similar brush tips. The Sugar Cosmetics one is a little more slim than the Doucce one, but I just don't think that I am a fan of felt tip liners. I know that I'm not a fan of felt tip liners. I have tried to make both of these work for me and I just don't enjoy using them. I don't find myself wanting to reach for them. So because of that, I am going to be decluttering them. They are very black eyeliners. The actual liner formula is good on both of these, but I just don't like the felt tip applicator. Then I have a little mini of the Tarte Surfer Curl Mascara, and I have been loving this mascara. It makes my lashes look so pretty and fluttery, and it doesn't transfer super bad on me, and it's just a really gorgeous mascara. So I definitely think that I will be adding the full size of this to my wish list, and I'm going to enjoy every single second that I am using the rest of this up. The next one looks so sad and it has a little bit of story. This is my Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette. So my dog actually got a hold of this and chewed it up. As I was still actually doing my Instagram series with this, I think I had like 2 more looks to do, and then that's when she got it, of course. I still don't even know what I'm gonna do with this. I think I'm still gonna keep it because it still performed okay. I did clean it. I did clean like the shadows off from where she like bit them. I like cleaned it. I sanitized it. It just looks really awful now, but I really like this palette. All the colors performed well. These 2 purple shades in it come off a lot less bright than they look in the pan on first application, but you can build them up to be super bright and super vibrant on the eyes. The shimmer shades are beautiful, and this is a gorgeous just mid-tone neutral brown. Very good palette. I do enjoy it. So next I have my Natasha Denona Tropic palette, and I actually used this today for this little eye look, and I have one more look to do with it before I complete my palette series, which is on my makeup Instagram at emily.kathryn, Kathryn, and I've really been enjoying this so far. So what I am gonna say is that these 2 shimmer shades are strange. I'm gonna give them a little swatch and I'm going to show you. I'm pressing in there pretty hard, picking up product. A little swatch. They're just not the best. They swatch very lackluster, very like hardly any color to them. Like they're not good, and they kind of applied like that on the eyes. But one thing I noticed when I was using it Tiger Lily is I almost like kind of dug past this weird top layer with my brush, and then once I got past that, it was amazing. So I'm actually gonna right now just scrape a little bit of the green shade off. Ooh, yeah, look at that. It's so much better. So those 2 shades in particular, they have this weird top layer to them, and it feels like hard pan, but it was the first time I'd ever used those shadows. So those 2 shades in particular are strange. The shade Xena, which is the lavender in the palette, was a little not pigmented and it was a little bit more difficult to work with. I could get it to work. It just took more like maneuvering on the eyes. Everything else in the palette I think worked really well. People hate this palette because they say that the entire bottom row is terrible, but I don't think it's terrible. The shades Exotic and Tiger Lily, the green in that blue. They just have this weird overlay to them that you just need to scrape off, and then underneath it's really pretty. The shade Laguna and the shade Mini Frost, which is the bright blue, and then the frosty blue shade, work really well. I loved working with them. And then the shade Xena is a little bit unpigmented, but you can build it up and you can get it to look okay on the eyes. The top two rows are beautiful. I have been loving the way that they performed. The shade Gusty and Limoncello, which are the other two shimmer shades in the palette, are super gorgeous, and I've really been enjoying this palette. Now I'm going to move on to the two complexion products that I have, and the first one is the Ciate London Everyday Vacay Coconut Setting Spray. I've really been enjoying this. I think it is a really good setting spray to lock your makeup in and keep it in place like for a really long time. The one thing that I will say is it does have that more alcohol feeling to it. I haven't looked at the ingredients for this, but I definitely do think that it has alcohol in it. And I only say that because, like, if I'm wearing a tank top and I spray this on my face, I can like feel it sitting on my skin. It doesn't really feel uncomfortable or anything on my face, but if it gets on my shoulders, my décolletage, it kind of feels funny. So I definitely think that it has alcohol in it. I don't know what type of alcohol, but if that is something that would bother you, I would definitely look into that before maybe taking the plunge to purchase it. And then I have something that is unfortunately cruelty-free that I did not look into before I purchased it, and that is the Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer. It is pretty good. The color's off. That's all I'm gonna say on this. I don't even want to give it the time of day because it is not cruelty free. And next I have some cheek products. So the first one is this Tarte Shape Tape Glow Wand in the shade Alight. So the first 2 weeks I had this, I would say I was using it under my makeup on the high points of my face. So, you know, cheekbones, forehead, nose, upper lip, and chin. And I kind of think that it was starting to break me out. I started getting some weird, you can kind of see it, some weird breakouts like in this area on both sides. And I typically like don't break out there. So this was the only thing that I was really putting in that area, but I wasn't getting any new breakouts here on my chin, and I guess that I did get a few up here. So I kind of stopped using it under my makeup, and now I'm just using it as a highlighter. Under my makeup, it looked so beautiful. It was so glowy and pretty, and it's just so pretty. And I have only used it as a highlight a few times, and it isn't like a super intense glowy highlight. Kind of looks like it is on my hand, but I think that's just because the light is reflecting off of it. But yeah, see, it isn't like a super glowy and intense highlight. It kind of just bounces a little bit of light back and just looks like you have beautiful, naturally glowy skin. And I have been enjoying it, wearing it both ways. Next is the RMS Beauty Living Glow Face and Body Powder. This is a really amazingly beautiful loose highlight, and you can wear it on your face or body. I've just been wearing it on my face, and it is just so beautiful. It's super close to my skin tone color, so when I put it on, it just looks like this beautiful glow from within. It's not super insanely intense when I apply it. I have been enjoying applying this with my little Morphe highlighter brush, which is a lot fluffier and a lot more rounded of a brush tip, so I can like really blend it in and make it look like it's one with my skin, and I'm just naturally beautiful and glowy. Next, I have this Ilia Color Haze Multi-Use Pigment in the shade Before Today, and I have been really enjoying this as well. So the color is this really gorgeous naturally mauve shade, and the formula, when you blend it out, it does get a little bit sheer and it almost feels a little bit oily, but when you apply it to your face, it doesn't feel like you're applying like an oil to your face. It feels like a normal cream blush, but it does look super glowy on your cheeks and very pretty. I have really been enjoying this blush. I definitely think that in the future I could pick up some more shades of this just to kind of have more shades, because I do really like this formula. And then I have the Ace Beaute Blushed in Paradise Blush Palette, and I have been really loving this as well. It looks like I literally have not used it at all, but that is because these are so beautifully pigmented that you don't need a bunch of product. I think that these blushes are so beautiful. The shades are so buildable and creamy, and you can really like mix them and make your own unique shade, and I think that this is very versatile too. I think that many skin tones would be able to use this palette, and I just think the tones are beautiful, and I just have really been enjoying this palette. So I have a bunch of lip products here, and that is because I picked up 2 Sephora favorite sets last month, and one of them was only lip glosses. So I have a lot of lip products here, so we're gonna go through this very quickly. The first one that I have here is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Bussy. This was a full size that I got in one of the Sephora favorite sets, and I have been loving this. The formula is unlike any other lip gloss formula that I have ever tried. I truly think that the hype around this lip gloss is real. This color is gorgeous. It makes your lips look so beautifully plumped and pouty, and it just feels so moisturizing. So I have really been loving this. Next is the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Instant and Long-Term Lip Plumper, and this is just the clear shade. I do not like this. I don't think that when you put it on your lips it's that bad. I feel like a lot of people are a little bit dramatic about how much it burns. It does hurt a little bit, but it's not super insane and super awful, and it does look really pretty on your lips when you're wearing it. But my thing is, the next day after I wear this, my lips feel terrible. They feel so like literally burned. Like I just got a really bad sunburn on my lips, and they feel like they hurt, and it feels awful on my lips the next day. So I'm going to be decluttering this. Next is the Patrick Ta Major Glow Lip Shine in the shade She's Expensive. It's this really gorgeous kind of clear shade with a bunch of like pink and gold sparkles in it. I really enjoy this. I think it is so pretty. It smells so good. It's not a plumping formula, but it does smell like peppermint. It looks super shiny and gorgeous on your lips, and I've really been enjoying this. And I definitely think that when I use this little guy up, I will be picking up the full size of this lip gloss. Next is the Lancome Juicy Tubes in the shade Magic Spell. This is not cruelty free. I didn't realize that this was in the set when I picked it up. I apologize. I should have done more research, so I'm not going to touch on this, but I do have it. Then I have the Lilah B Lovingly Lip Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Be Elegant. I have heard a lot of people talk about this, and some people hate it because it is called a lip oil, like a tinted lip oil, so you would think that it would be really sheer on the lips, but it is actually so heavily pigmented, and honestly doesn't really even feel like a lip oil. It kind of just feels like a non-sticky lip gloss. But I have really been enjoying this. I think the color is a gorgeous kind of light neutrally brown shade, and it is very heavily pigmented, so you can really see that shade coming through on your lips. But personally, I have been really enjoying this formula and this color. I could definitely see myself picking up the full size when I use this little mini up. And then I have another full size product. This is the NARS Afterglow Lip Balm in the shade Orgasm, and again, NARS is not cruelty free, so this is good, but after I use this up I won't be picking up another one. And then I have the kosasport hyaluronic lip balm in the shade Pulse, and this really honestly does just feel like a normal lip balm but with some color in it. I really like the component that it's in. I think it's really cool and unique, and honestly I think it makes applying it easy. I thought that it was going to be a lot more difficult to apply this with the shape of the component, but it's not. It's a really pretty kind of neutrally everyday color that you can just throw on your lips and run out the door if you're going for like a no makeup look. And I definitely think that when I use this mini up, I could pick up the full size. So those are all the products that I'm going to be talking about today in this mini review video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you'll like this video and subscribe before you go, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye.